Newcastle game less than 24 hours ago, and I think I actually had quite a lot of fun watching that game because, there was a bit of jeopardy, a bit more jeopardy than we maybe wanted, but ultimately I really enjoyed watching Amad play. Considering the fact that this guy has been on the bench since, mid-December, sometimes not in the squad. Erik ten Hag for months has been saying, he deserves his chance, continues to play like Anthony or something on the right wing. And he's been so much better than I thought he was. I was thinking, get some good numbers. He's been unreal.
I was part of Amad fan club from day one. But it is really impressive that, because even though a lot of people knew that he was quality, coming into an Arsenal game and then Newcastle, both really difficult teams to play against this season, and he's just come into it like that and really fit in straight away. He's got a good blend. A lot of people talk about the Sancho/Anthony kind of winger where, United have a winger who might keep the ball a bit more, might try to look for the pass a bit more, and then you've got Garnacho and Rashford. Amad's somewhere in between. He can do what Sancho and Anthony are supposed to do in terms of keeping the ball, knowing what to do with it, not really making too many wrong decisions on the ball. But then he's also got just such good feet. That little interchange between him and Mainu in the box was beautiful.
Oh, that was lovely, yeah.
But yeah, I'm not surprised that he's doing well now that he's finally getting game time. But considering the opposition, I think he has maybe surprised a few different people.
You know what I've thought yesterday, which really caught me off guard? Actually, there's two things. Obviously, here we like to be positive when we can. It's quite hard to be positive sometimes with United, but we do try to be positive here. Is he had a lot more presence than I thought he did, or what I remember. So obviously, I've not seen him play for significant minutes in 887 days, or was it 890 days since his last start, something like that. On the ball, he had obviously the Garnacho willingness to run. But he seemed a little more, in a good way, tapered. And Garnacho's quite a bit all over the place. That's part of what makes him such a great player. But also at the same time, Amad has gone the other way and he seems slightly more calm and composed on the ball and really, really quick thinker, really, really quick feet. And he was when he had the ball, it felt like he had more kind of presence and authority and stuff with it. He was getting the ball and he was thinking, right, okay, I'm going to go this way and go that way. It's nice to see a right winger come inside.
Yeah.
But also choose to sometimes go outside, but not look like he was always going inside.
Yeah, he could switch it up. It's interesting, the calmness, which you say about. I literally was looking, for some reason, I just looked at my old Amad tweets yesterday after the game, and his assist, I remember one of his first games for the under-21s, it must have been, or 23s, and I tweeted in mid-2021, and I was like, Amad's got a pre-assist and an assist from cutting in from the right wing, keeping calm and slotting a ball in behind for someone. And that's exactly how he got his assist. I think he was a little bit lucky with... I think Bruno done well to kind of disguise it and let it go through his legs. But still, it was almost the same thing. And he's always had that real calm nature, even when he was in the Championship with Sunderland. And that's well known to be a really physical league, really hard for these type of players to excel in. But he did, because he's got that calming nature, because he doesn't really get too flustered when he gets pressed, when he's under pressure from different players. He's just quite a calm character. And yeah, I mean, the goal topped it off as well, because that was an unbelievable finish.
Yeah, one thing I do want to touch on is the goal. And it kind of felt like it was coming, because we had maybe 4 corners before that, where he was always, corners from the kind of United's left wing, the corner there, he was then sat on the edge of the area with no one marking him. And that's clear. Obviously, was something they had worked on the entire time. I don't know if Amad had done something in training before that had made the coaches go, "Wow, he's got a hell of a left foot," from that edge of the area. Obviously, he clearly does, because he took a couple of the shots beforehand with the same sort of technique, and it got blocked.
It was a really difficult on the bounce as well. That's hard to get a connection on.
It's not an easy at all. But I think kind of what that indicates to me is that. I think they're actually, for all Ten Hag's not playing him, and then some people were saying maybe, he's throwing Amad in right at the last minute so that if he doesn't play well, Ten Hag can go, see, that's where I started Anthony. But that, to me, showed that Ten Hag actually has trust in Amad to be the focal point of at least one of their set-piece types. One of their set-piece routines, because he ultimately is the guy who was at the edge of the area taking that shot, meaning that he was the person who's in the middle of that corner routine.
Yeah, in general, that point, I was thinking about that point the other day because I was looking and it was like all of his sub appearances. I mean, it doesn't help that United have been just poor overall, so any sub's going to come into losing positions. But it was like every single substitution, it was either United were losing, we'd just conceded and like it was a equaliser, we were going into extra time against Coventry or Liverpool. Like they were all like difficult situations to come into a game, and even his starts, like I've mentioned, like Arsenal and Newcastle, not almost all of his chances since he's got back from injury, you'd go, wouldn't want to come in there really. Like as a impact.
It's not
player.
like he's giving someone like Ethan Wheatley minutes in the last 10 minutes of a game or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like difficult. It's difficult circumstances, and in a lot of the game, like there's been a few where he's not really impacted too much, but the most part. Obviously, the Liverpool goal was the tops it, but he's just had solid performances off the bench. Like nothing entirely special like we saw yesterday because he actually got to play a full 90 minutes. And I do think Amad's the type of player that he's not going to be an impact sub massively, apart from maybe a goal or two against Liverpool. But he is the type of player you want to play over the 90 minutes because, like you said, he takes the ball and like takes authority almost. And those type of players, like. He's not as direct as a Garnacho. Obviously, Garnacho was like really good off the bench last year because of how direct he was. He's more calculated, but still quite brave in possession. But yeah, no, I mean, he's got to start the FA Cup final now. I mean, yeah, he's got one more start to go against Brighton, but his position should be safe because honestly, like. That's the best right wing performance we've. Actually, to be fair, Garnacho's moved across there and had some good performances, but from one of our natural right wingers, that's probably the best performance of the season from Sancho didn't play at the start of the season, but from Anthony.
Anthony had one good game against Chelsea, and even then he gave away a pen.
But yeah, no, he's really. It's just a shame, like that 3 years of his development has essentially been kind of. I don't want to say ruined because he had a really good loan at Sunderland, but we could have done so much better. Like thankfully, he's only 21 because we got him when he was like 17, just turning 18. Yeah. So, thankfully, there's still loads of time for him to really become like a big player for United. But really, he should have been playing in our first team under Ollie, I think.
You think on what? Under Ollie when he was like 18, 19?
I think if you looked back to that point and you had Greenwood and Dan James left, who did we actually... I don't think we signed like another right winger immediately. I can't think, but
no, don't think we did.
I think during that point when Greenwood was playing, I think Amad should have been a rotation player at that point under Ollie. Because I don't know. I think we'll never know. But personally, I thought he was ready that season after he came in. He came in the January, played like 2 months in the academy, had a few months in and around the first team.
Was that when
scored
he
the goal,
the AC Milan goal?
Mad header.
That was lovely.
And then, to be fair, injuries have also played their part. But it's all been to do with going on loan. Because I think he would have went on loan at the start of the season, though, if he didn't get that injury.
Yeah, no, I think the original plan was he was going to go on loan to either a Premier League club or back to the Championship.